It is no news that Godzilla stands as the OG, unrivaled king of the monsters ever since it originated from the 1954 Japanese film that sparked a colossal media franchise. Its iconic presence has completely influenced cinematic history, even paving the way for creations like Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park. Throughout its nearly 7-decade-long filmography, Godzilla has triumphed over several powerful foes, such as King Ghidorah, King Kong, Mothra, and Gigan, thanks to its trademark atomic breath, towering stature, and of course an extensive range of other powerful abilities. Despite its enduring might, each iteration of Godzilla brings its unique strengths and characteristics. Over the years, the King of the Monsters has undergone numerous transformations, showcasing varying powers and capabilities. One standout among these incarnations is Godzilla Earth, hailed as the mightiest Godzilla to date. This colossal version made its debut in the 2017 animated film Godzilla, Planet of the Monsters. As the end result of the natural selection on Earth, Godzilla evolved from its plant-based life only to become the largest and the most powerful organism in the Earth's history. After emerging in 2030, he basically took over human civilization by resisting every human attempt to stop him. The narrative unfolds as humanity, on the brink of extinction due to giant monsters, evacuates Earth to settle on Tau-E. Upon their return, 20,000 years later, they encounter Godzilla Earth, now the apex predator reigning over the planet. In this video, we will decode the most powerful version of Godzilla on Earth. So, without wasting another second, let's get right into it. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. What exactly is Godzilla Earth? Similar to the Godzilla versions featured in the 2014 film Godzilla and the 2016 film Shin Godzilla, this particular Godzilla also boasts a reimagined origin story. Emerging from plant-based life forms, Godzilla Earth is literally described as the end result of natural selection on Earth, reigning over the planet for a staggering 20,000 years. This is a certain speculation that Godzilla could be a plant-based mutant that absorbed substantial metal elements during its growth process. In the novelization of Godzilla Planet of the Monsters, Metphys reveals that Godzillas are not unique organisms to Earth, but rather widespread beings on a rather universal scale. These creatures, according to Metphys, face the common fate of being devoured by their deity, which is a phenomenon observed across countless planets with advanced civilizations, who ultimately meet their end by the hands of Godzilla. Now, Godzilla Earth makes its debut in the 2017 animated film Godzilla Planet of the Monsters, marking the first appearance of Godzilla in an animated format. This incarnation holds the distinction of being the largest on-screen portrayal of the character to date, alongside Godzilla Filius. In this storyline set in 2030, Godzilla Earth establishes its dominance as the most powerful kaiju ever, surviving numerous attempts by humanity and their alien allies, who are hell-bent on defeating him. Finally, after recognizing their inability to overcome Godzilla's might, humanity abandoned Earth in 2048 to colonize Tau-E. Now unopposed, Godzilla had finally established himself as the sole ruler of the Earth. He literally terraformed the planet to his liking, while multiple new species arose, who were derived from his own genome. Later, when one of the human emigration ships named Aratrum returned to Earth, they saw that due time dilation, 20,000 years have passed, and Earth is now almost unrecognizable, as it has evolved into a peculiar ecosystem centered around Godzilla. Coming to the name, Godzilla itself has roots in the folklore of Odo Island, named after a mythical dragon by Kyohei Yamane in 2030, which is intricately detailed in Godzilla Monster Apocalypse. But Godzilla Earth's uniqueness actually lies in its origin from plant life, not animal life, evolving through horizontal gene transfer to possess extraordinary durability, heat resistance, stealth, and regenerative abilities. Discovered in 2030 by Kyohei Yamane, Godzilla Earth is distinguished from Godzilla Phileus, symbolizing its dominion over Earth after millennia, though it's noteworthy that the name Godzilla Earth is never explicitly mentioned in the dialogue, as the kaiju is always addressed as Godzilla. What is Godzilla Earth like? Before getting into this kaiju's design, let's start with its persona. The demeanor of Godzilla Earth is characterized by an intense aggression, directed not only towards humans, but literally any other monsters sharing the planet. Making its ominous debut in 2030, Godzilla embarked on a global rampage, systematically eliminating both humans and monsters it encountered. Its hostility reached a peak in 2048, when it actively pursued humans attempting to escape Earth aboard the Eratrum. Godzilla even intercepted the launch, targeting landing ships and displaying a deliberate pursuit of humanity's remnants in their last refuge in Buenaventura. On a side note, even after a 20,000-year-long absence, Godzilla Earth showed no reluctance in attacking and decimating United Earth troops upon its return. Even Metphys hinted at Godzilla Earth being a divine avenger, a punishment for mankind's perceived arrogance, ensuring humanity remains within the scope of its wrath. But interestingly, the only exceptions to Godzilla Earth's aggression are the Servum and Hutua. Despite its apparent hostility, Godzilla Earth demonstrates an instinctive inclination to protect its home planet from external threats. This is evident when it detects the Gorath asteroid's approach, prompting Godzilla Earth to rest and accumulate energy for several years to obliterate the impending danger. Additionally, Godzilla Earth was probably more intelligent than humans, given that it also displayed awareness of the construction of Mechagodzilla in 2046, promptly traveling to the development plant in Hamamatsu to dismantle the potential threat before it could challenge the colossal creature. Basically, Godzilla can easily outsmart human efforts and devise physical responses to threats encountered. In the face of potential harm from Bilisaludo technology, Godzilla, unlike his offspring, opts for a strategic approach, engaging in a war of attrition over power. Even despite his initial portrayal of being intensely aggressive, Godzilla undergoes a significant shift in demeanor after the near eradication of advanced human civilization and the elimination of most monster threats. This change manifests as remarkable mellowness and passivity, refraining from targeting the Hutua's god's eggs or the Hutua themselves, which hints at a possibility of coexistence with humanoids and certain monsters, provided they refrain from causing harm to Godzilla or the planet. Notably, Godzilla's passive disposition is highlighted throughout the films, with extended periods of rest punctuated by awakening in response to substantial threats or significant events. These include the demise of Godzilla Phileus, the reactivation of Mechagodzilla with its nanometal, and Ghidorah's descent onto the planet. This narrative structure positions Godzilla as an ironic anti-hero, with each intervention serving as a response to events with potentially negative consequences. When Metphys frames Godzilla as an entity preventing humanity from escaping, a closer analysis suggests a more nuanced perspective. Godzilla's actions align more closely with a defied representation of Earth, acting as a natural defense mechanism. Essentially, Godzilla functions as a hard reset for the planet, facilitating a return to a more primal and prehistoric state. This aligns with Godzilla's neutral stance, whether facing human threats or extraterrestrial challenges, embodying a force that rejuvenates the Earth in a cyclical manner. Godzilla Earth's design. Godzilla Earth's physical appearance bears a striking resemblance to the MonsterVerse Godzilla, featuring a robust body, a short and thick neck, large arms, triangular dorsal plates, and a crocodile-like head with an extended snout. The beast's distinctive traits include larger dorsal plates reminiscent of traditional Godzilla designs, a more rounded head, and of course a thinner neck. The creature's skin, displaying a bark-like texture, reveals a well-defined musculature with visible abdominal and pectoral muscles. Now, in terms of limb structure, Godzilla Earth's long, slim legs and elongated four-clawed feet differ from the MonsterVerse Godzilla's sturdier legs. Its tail, ending in a spear-like tip with a rigid underside, stands out, along with a notable hunch in its back and beard-like spikes on its chin, thus setting Godzilla Earth apart from other incarnations. Further differences in its design extend to Godzilla Earth's dorsal plates, which are spikier and frayed, resembling a hybrid of the 2014 and 2016 Godzilla designs. These plates, depicted with a leaf-like appearance and veins, further emphasize the creature's plant-based origin. Plus, the exposed musculature across its body, reminding us of the 2016 Godzilla, takes on a unique twist, resembling the roots of plants with moss-like details on its feet. What is really worth noting is Godzilla Earth's foot design, which is surprisingly similar to a human's, featuring an arched structure and toe arrangement. But on the other hand, the leg design echoes the Heisei-era Godzilla, with a simple build rather than digitigrade, while the torso draws inspiration from the GMK Godzilla and the 2014 incarnation. The head of Godzilla Earth also shares its similarities with the 2014 Godzilla, but presents a more natural shape, akin to a sea turtle when viewed head-on. Plus an underbite, lack of natural teeth, and a distinctive, unintentional smile characterize its mouth. The creature's deep green skin marks a return to the green Godzilla aesthetic since 1999's Meyer-Goji design. The skin design is inspired by gregarious moss plants, while dorsal plates draw from the holly trees with vein-like lines. Godzilla Earth also boasts an extraordinary height of 300 meters, surpassing even the colossal Shin Godzilla from the previous continuity. This design concept draws inspiration from the sacred trees in Shintoism and from imaginary creatures like dragons, further emphasizing surreal aesthetics rather than biological realism. The director cited that Godzilla's physique was actually influenced by a sumo wrestler's beautiful form, while the head design aims for a non-carnivorous appearance with a dignified, godlike expression. Its eyes, resembling a cat's eye, convey gentleness, which is again complemented by combed-back hair reminiscent of a Greek philosopher. Pretty spazzy for a monster's design, if you ask me. As Godzilla Earth evolves over 20,000 years, its appearance becomes rougher and more detailed, resembling tree bark or mountainous terrain. It even has a Scarlet Godzilla Earth form, which emerged after a heated battle, and featured fiery cracks and yellow eyes, revealing the creature's resilience and adaptation over time.
Either decay or growth. Godzilla didn't die, but instead lived.
The history of Godzilla Earth. Let's dive into the harrowing history of Godzilla Earth, which is nothing short of a saga marked by utter devastation. 2030, the ominous discovery on Odo Island. In 2030, a startling discovery was made on Odo Island when the remains of Kamibas 4 were found. This event marked the first known encounter between humans and the colossal Godzilla. Kyohei Yamane, an expert in strategic biology, named this version of the beast Gojira, drawing inspiration from the island's ancient dragon deity. As time passed, the seas became a mysterious and dangerous place, with numerous ships, including a U.S. nuclear submarine, vanishing without a trace. Reports of strange underwater eruptions and unexplained lights pointed to a looming threat, culminating in sightings of monster carcasses across the Pacific. It was Los Angeles that bore witness to Godzilla's destructive debut, this night of terror that began with the sudden appearance of Anguirus, Varan, and Baragon. Fleeing in terror, these monsters heralded the arrival of something far more fearsome as Godzilla emerged, confirming its existence to humanity. The city's defenses crumbled under Godzilla's might, despite the U.S. Army's desperate efforts. It took only a beam from Godzilla to disable all electronic devices, ultimately rendering the city helpless. The aftermath was catastrophic, with millions perishing and the city left in ruins. Amid the chaos, one man, Andy A. Antonio, captured the first visual proof of Godzilla's existence, a video that would become a historical record of the horror. 2031, the continuation of chaos. In 2031, Godzilla's wrath knew no bounds. Attacking the US again, it obliterated a carrier strike group near Washington and devastated Colorado Springs, defying all military efforts. As the nation watched in horror, the president succumbed to madness, naming Godzilla as an apocalyptic beast. Later, the monster's path of destruction led it across the country, disappearing into the Atlantic after leaving a trail of devastation. 2034, the European onslaught. By 2034, Godzilla turned its attention to Europe, unleashing untold destruction, including a devastating attack on Paris, which ultimately forced humanity to flee, abandoning the continent to the monsters. As Godzilla retreated into the Arctic Sea, the landscape of Europe was forever altered, with refugees and ecosystems suffering in its wake. 2042 to 2044, the peak of Godzilla's rampage. The period between 2042 and 2044 was marked by Godzilla's most intense rampage according to Mechagodzilla. Appearing globally for almost 8 times in 2 years, it caused casualties in the hundreds of millions. The challenges posed by Godzilla forced humanity into a desperate situation, leading to the abandonment of vast territories, including the east coast of North America, the northern parts of Africa, and half of the Eurasian continent. Despite the collaborative efforts within the global union, which involved the EXIFs and the Bilisaludos, and significantly advanced Earth's anti-monster technologies, none of these advancements proved effective against the overwhelming might of Godzilla. The menacing creature's resilience and power necessitated unprecedented measures and sacrifices, emphasizing the relentless struggle humanity faced in trying to coexist with such an immense and seemingly unstoppable force. 2045, Operation Great Wall. In a desperate attempt to halt Godzilla's destruction, Operation Great Wall was initiated. Thousands of nuclear bombs were deployed to entomb Godzilla beneath the Himalayas. For a year, the world watched, hoping the monster had been subdued, but Godzilla survived by consuming molten magma and accumulating energy from this unconventional source. 2046, the eruption and resurgence. However, in 2046, Godzilla broke free in a cataclysmic eruption known as G-Crater. Resuming its rampage, it decimated populations across Eurasia and Japan. But the final stand in Hamamatsu ended in tragedy, with humanity facing near extinction. 2048, the last stand and abandonment of Earth. In 2048, Latin America, humanity's final refuge, fell to Godzilla's might. As survivors attempted to flee aboard the Aratrum, Godzilla struck, causing massive casualties. Left behind, Akira Sakaki made a poignant decision, erasing records of humanity's defeats from the Aratrum's database, leaving future generations with a legacy not of loss, but of hope and resilience. 2034 to 2037, the European Passage and the battle with Batra. Between 2034 and 2037, Godzilla carved a path of devastation through Western Europe, culminating in a fierce confrontation with Batra not once, but twice. Their battles were titanic clashes over the power to destroy Gorath, a celestial threat looming over the planet. Despite sustaining injuries, Godzilla emerged victorious, slaying Batra and vanishing into the Arctic Ocean. In South America, a severed dorsal fin, a remnant of this fierce battle, washed ashore, sparking a flurry of research and speculation. This discovery led Dr. Tokumitsu Uhara and Abraham Kirschner to the revelation of Batra's cells, thus dubbing the creature Monster M. Despite the urgency to find Batra as an ally, Uhura feared the potential consequences of tampering with Godzilla's cells, warning of the dangers of weaponizing such power. Godzilla, Planet of the Monsters. As the 21st century unfolded, Godzilla's reign of terror became the stuff of legends. In 2030, the beast unleashed its fury on Rio de Janeiro, marking a relentless 18-year campaign against humanity and its monstrous adversaries. Despite desperate attempts to stop it, including nuclear strikes, Godzilla seemed invincible, leaving humanity no choice but to flee Earth aboard the Earthrum. However, even in humanity's final moments on the planet, Godzilla asserted its dominance, destroying a landing ship and sealing the fate of many, including the parents of Haruo Sakaki. Godzilla Earth's resurgence. After the fall of Godzilla Filius, the true Godzilla Earth revealed itself, rising from beneath a mountain to obliterate the remnants of human resistance. Haruo, amidst the chaos, vowed to distract the colossal beast, but was ultimately incapacitated, leaving Godzilla to return to its slumber. Godzilla, City on the Edge of Battle. Following the attack, the crew of the Earthrum grappled with the reality of Godzilla Earth's capabilities. As Mechagodzilla City emerged as a beacon of hope, Godzilla was roused from its rest. It advanced towards the city, undeterred by long-range assaults, prompting Haruo and his team to engage in a desperate offensive. Despite their efforts and the city's defenses, Godzilla's resilience was unmatched. The battle escalated, with Godzilla unleashing its atomic fury, decimating Mechagodzilla City and standing triumphant amidst the ruins. Godzilla, the Planet Eater. In the aftermath, Godzilla entered a period of dormancy, biding its time as new threats emerged. The summoning of Ghidorah, a creature from the stars, sparked a battle of titanic proportions. Despite Godzilla's might, Ghidorah's otherworldly nature posed a unique challenge, grappling and biting the Monster King. However, the tide turned when Metphies' control was shattered, allowing Godzilla to unleash its full wrath, obliterating Ghidorah and reaffirming its dominion over Earth. In the final act, as Haruo confronted Godzilla with a death wish, the monster responded with a decisive atomic blast, ending the last vestige of human resistance. Those who remained assimilated with the Hutua, accepting Godzilla as an inevitable force of nature. And so, Godzilla Earth stood unopposed, a ruler of a world forever changed by its presence. What makes Godzilla Earth the most powerful version of Godzilla? Godzilla Earth represents the apex of Godzilla's evolutionary journey, embodying an unparalleled fusion of raw power, advanced defense mechanisms, and regenerative abilities. This iteration of the Kaiju King stands as the most powerful version of Godzilla to date, with a host of capabilities that put it at the top of the monster hierarchy. One of the most distinctive features of Godzilla Earth is its asymmetrically permeable shield. Generated by an internal in vivo amplifier within its dorsal plates, this shield creates an electromagnetic barrier that renders Godzilla virtually immune to all forms of attack, from high-tech weaponry to nuclear warheads. The shield's only known vulnerabilities are Mothra's reflective scales and Ghidorah's attacks, which defy the laws of our dimension. Plus, Godzilla Earth's atomic breath is an awe-inspiring weapon of mass destruction. This highly accelerated particle beam can obliterate the toughest armor, decimate entire cities, and even free Godzilla from entrapments like the underground prison created by Operation Great Wall. With its ability to generate electromagnetic waves, this attack can also disrupt electronics over vast distances. Moreover, Godzilla Earth can enhance this ability into a spiral-shaped crimson beam, storing up energy to unleash even more devastating attacks. Even the super oscillatory wave is a testament to Godzilla Earth's evolved offensive capabilities. By charging up and releasing a high-volume roar, Godzilla creates a massive shockwave capable of crushing targets with resonant force. This ability reflects on its mastery over both physical and vibrational space, making this monster a multi-dimensional threat. Coming to the kaiju's tail, the Plasma Cutter is a powerful plasma shockwave generated when Godzilla swings its tail at supersonic speeds. This attack demonstrates the beast's physical might, with the ability to devastate anything in its path over a significant range. It is a testament to Godzilla's adaptability and the kaiju's use of every part of its body as a weapon of war. Godzilla Earth's body is a fortress in itself. Integrated with metallic muscle fibers and a multi-layer foam structure, its physiology provides immense support and durability, as well as superior heat resistance. Coupled with its rapid healing abilities, Godzilla can quickly recover from damage and even spawn new species bearing its DNA, dominating the Earth's ecosystem as the apex predator. Despite its size, Godzilla Earth is surprisingly elusive because of its ability to absorb radio waves, makes it undetectable by conventional radar, while its swift swimming speed outpaces advanced submarines, adding a layer of stealth to its already stronger presence. In addition to this, while constantly emitting radiation, Godzilla Earth leaves a lethal trail wherever it goes. This radiation not only poses a deadly threat to humans, but also attracts other kaiju, making Godzilla the epicenter of a radioactive and monstrous world. Godzilla Earth's tail also acts as a versatile limb, capable of destructive attacks and intricate movements. The kaiju's physical strength even allows it to engage in direct combat with other kaiju, asserting its dominance with ease. In situations of electromagnetic overload, Godzilla Earth can convert excess energy into intense heat, raising its body temperature to extreme levels. This ability not only prevents internal damage, but also enhances its offensive capabilities, as seen in its battles against the United Earth Forces and Ghidorah. Despite its brute strength, Godzilla Earth is not a mindless beast, as the kaiju displays tactical intelligence, particularly when facing uniquely challenging opponents or complex situations, ensuring its survival and continued reign. In conclusion, Godzilla Earth's combination of advanced defensive mechanisms, overwhelming offensive capabilities, regenerative prowess, and strategic intelligence sets the kaiju apart as the ultimate version of the iconic monster. This behemoth's very existence is a testament to the terrifying pinnacle of evolution, making it not just a king of monsters, but in fact a godlike force of nature. So what is your thoughts and opinion on the strongest version of the king of the monsters to ever walk the earth? Let us know in the comment box below.